Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of HipHipBarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. You can find me on Instagram as BarbaKnit and on Ravelry as HipHipBarbaKnit. You can find my contact info, the link to my Ravelry group and everything that I talk about on this podcast in the description box right down below. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. I hope that you like what you see. Today I have a few finishes for you. I don't have all of them here because some of them have been gifted away, and well, most of them have been gifted away, or even one of them was a sample that I did for my local yarn store, so I don't have it here, but I will insert photos of things that I don't have as I talk about them. The first finish that I have is the one that I'm wearing. This is the No Frills pullover by PetiteKnit. And this is what it looks like. It's a really simple raglan pullover. I've been wearing this almost constantly since I finished it. It's super lightweight but still warm. And I love the color and I love the yarn that I used. And I just think it turned out really well. And it's a bit oversized, but you know, according to pattern, that's how it's supposed to be. And it's really comfortable and I really love wearing it. I used 2 threads of yarn and held them together throughout the entire project. The yarn that I used was a tint lamole in a blue-green kind of colorway. And then I held with it 1 strand of mohair from Nook collection in the colorway Smaragd, and I just really love how it turned out. It's really nice and the color is exactly what I wanted it to be. You can see it's the lamole is just a solid color, but the mohair that I held with it is hand dyed, so it kind of gives this a little bit of a marling effect, and I think it's beautiful. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I have to say about the sweater. I really highly recommend it if you need just a simple raglan pullover that you can wear with basically anything. I wear mine with skirts and over dresses. I'm wearing a dress underneath today. Jeans, whatever. I just throw it on over everything, and I always feel good in it. I'm gonna do a quick change of sweaters, and then I'll be right back. Magic, new outfit. Okay, this is the Night Nook sweater by Stephen West. It was published in the Hyper Knitting book collection that you can buy on print or on Ravelry. And I think it's amazing. I'm going to move this tripod a little bit so that I can show it to you properly. This is what it looks like on me. It's pilling just a little bit, but yeah, I've been wearing it a lot, and I think you know, it's just the wool getting rid of the excess fiber, but yeah, I love this sweater. Okay, I used the main color, the green color here is West wool in the tandem base, which is a DK weight in the grass green colorway. So I used that for the main color. I used about 2.5 skeins of it, and then for the contrasting color, the pattern is written for 2 colors, but I wanted to use some scraps and different types of yarn for the stripes, so I just used leftovers. I had a lot of fingering weight yarns in all kinds of greenish, grayish types of colors. Most of these are leftovers from my Marled Magic shawl that I finished earlier this year. So I just held them double or single with 2 threads of mohair. I just mixed and matched whatever I had on hand for the stripes. So this is how it turned out, and I'm really happy. I didn't make the sleeves match. I just knitted with each combination until I didn't feel like knitting with it anymore. So then I just changed colors, and this is a perfect project for using up your scraps if you want to do the stripes, the contrasting color stripes in different colors, if you don't want to use just one color like recommended in the pattern. I did the size small, I think. There's info on my Ravelry page. And in the DK, in a DK weight yarn, the pattern is written for Aran weight, but I wanted a more lightweight and a more fitted garment. So that was the only thing that I changed, was the needle size and the yarn. Everything else was according to pattern. And I really love this sweater. I think it looks really good. And I love the West wool yarn. I think it's really, really nice. I hadn't used it before, and I was almost nervous. Maybe I wouldn't like it, but thankfully I do. I really, really do, and I really want to use it more. I think it's perfect for, the DK weight is perfect for sweaters. So I kind of want to make a bubble sweater out of it. And this green might be a lot for some people, but I love green, and I love grass green, and I think it's just beautiful, and it brings me so much joy. And just, I think green is kind of a warm, nurturing kind of color. And somebody commented on my last or second to last video that in Germany green is the color for hope, and I think that's really fitting for me, at least these days. So yeah, I've been knitting a lot of green. I mean, this is green and this is green, and I've been doing a lot of green recently. So yeah, I'm gonna check my notes here. The next thing that I have finished are these socks, and I have to warn you, I have been wearing them, so they are not fresh. They have been used. These are the socks that I finished. These are, I call them my friendship socks. I had 2 skeins of this yarn, twist sock from Hedgehog Fibers in the Fool's Gold colorway. I had 2 skeins of this, so I gifted one of the skeins to my friend Helga, who also made socks, and I will insert a photo here of the socks that we both made. Mine are the ones, as you can see, with the pink stripe just before the toe decreases. And I finished these when I was in Edinburgh, and I have been using them, like I said, so they are not really fresh of the needles. They have been used and washed at least 2 times, but I really love them. It's just a plain vanilla sock with this pink accent stripe just before the toe decreases, because I just thought that was fun. So yay, socks. I also have another pair of socks, but those were made for, well, they were made for me, but when I finished them, I left them at Little Prjóna Búðin so she could use them as a shop sample, at least for a little bit, because that yarn is really, really nice. It's Regia Tweed, but it's a self-striping sock yarn, and I really loved making those socks, and I think they turned out beautiful. The info on the socks and the colorway and everything is on my Ravelry page. I don't have it on hand, so you can find the info there. And then I have 3 more finishes, which are basically a set of a hat, a sweater or a cardigan, and some socks for my little nephew, Eric. He his christening was last Sunday, and I made him a sweater, like a cardigan, when he was born, which he has obviously grown out of because he's 7, he's almost 8 months now. Wow, tomorrow he will be 8 months. Or today. No, I'm confused. In 2 weeks he will be 8 months, so he's had 7.5 months now. So the cardigan that I used is, the pattern for the cardigan is beginner's jacket by PetiteKnit, and I striped it. I used 2 colors, so one is like a greenish gray brown, and one is like a moody kind of blue. I held those 2 together and made stripes, and then I did the Bits and Pieces hat by Vera Valimaki, and then I did just some plain vanilla socks as well. So he has a set of some cute little baby knits that he can be cute in. And yeah, that was like my christening gift for him. So yeah, those are all my finishes for this episode. I have quite a few whips that I wanted to go over. The first one is another no frills sweater, like the one that I showed you in the beginning of the episode. But this one is for my daughter Karitas. And the yarn that I'm using is, this is the colorway Mauri from the Vivid Wool in fingering weight. And then I am using this Mohair Angel by Permin. There we go. Colorway is 884168. And they go together so beautifully. I'm going to show you how they knit up. I love this so much. And I've just separated the body and the sleeves. I did that last weekend. So now I'm just plowing away, excuse me, on the body. And this is for my daughter Karitas, but I also kind of want it. I think this colorway is so pretty. But it's more her than me. So this is for her. And yeah. It's, like I said, this no frills pullover is a really simple, basic raglan. You start at the neckline, you do a little bit of shirt row shaping, and then it's just stockinette with increases, of course, for the raglan. But it's a super simple, super quick, super easy pattern. Perfect for beginners, I would say. So yeah, that's one. Last episode I showed you the weekender sweater, and a beautiful podcast viewer contacted me on Instagram and offered to get me the skein that I was missing, because I was afraid that I didn't have enough yarn. I got all the way up to the armpits on the sweater, and I tried it on, and it was huge. It was absolutely huge. So I frocked the entire thing, and I'm gonna start again. It went in the naughty corner for a little bit while I recovered the whole frocking process, but I'm in love with that sweater, and I'm in love with the magpie yarn, and I will definitely come back to it. I just haven't been ready mentally to do it, but I will get there. It's gonna be finished before next fall, I promise. But yeah, I frocked that entire thing, and this beautiful podcast viewer sent me the extra skein of the color that I needed and 2 extra skeins in a different colorway, and thank you so much. I'm super, super thankful. Thank you. Okay, next up is I'm doing a test knit for Primrose Yarn Company. Kelsey contacted me and asked me if I wanted to test a new pattern for her, and I'm not going to show you. Oh, I can show it like this. That's all you can see for now. But I'm going to show you the beautiful yarn that I picked. This is one of the colors. Yes, it's another green. It's another green, but I love it. And this is, let me see. This is the Margot base. It's a 2-ply fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's 150 grams with 595 yards. And this colorway is called Elderberry. I love it. And then I have this. This is the Kriya Cloud colorway. It's 74% baby Suri alpaca and 26% silk, and there are 328 yards and 50 grams. So yeah, this is the Stardust colorway, and I think it's beautiful, and them together are just so lovely. So that's also something that I've been working on and has been taking a little bit of time out of my knitting time. Hey, sorry, my cat is here. Hi. Another project that I've been working on. Okay, I've been in a little bit of a knitting slump. It's been a while since I recorded, and I was pretty far along with a lot of projects. So the finishes that I'm showing are something that have been finished for a while. Ever since Edinburgh, I have been in a little bit of a knitting slump. Just life has been messy, and I haven't been able to focus as much as I prefer on my knitting. So yeah, and recently, like for the past 2 or 3 weeks, it's been pretty bad. I haven't really felt inspired enough. I still want to make all the things. It's just I have a really hard time focusing on my projects for some reason. Sorry about that, my battery died. Anyway, I was talking about my knitting slump. Yeah, there have been quite a few reasons why I haven't been able to focus as much as I've wanted to, or have been able to in the past. But I was seriously in a bad place with my knitting. I just didn't find focus on anything. It didn't matter, if I was in love with the project or not. It wasn't happening for me. My beautiful friend Tracy sent me a pattern gift on Ravelry. It was one of the patterns from my wish list, and I had been looking at it, on and off, and like, I really want to make that one. And like, if you've been on the internet and you're a knitter, you know this pattern. It's the Soldotna top, crop top by Caitlin Hunter. And I had a really rough weekend, and she sent this to me at some point over the weekend. I logged off of work late on Friday, and I didn't go online again until sometime late on Saturday, I think. And then there was this gift in my Ravelry inbox. And I was just like, okay, I've had a mess of a week. I'm just gonna treat myself to a new project, and I'm gonna start this. And I had gone over yarns in my head for quite a while for this project. I hadn't really picked them out of my stash, but I knew that I had some yarns in there that I wanted to use. So I just went into my yarn cabinet and I picked out some yarns, and I cast on And I worked on it a little bit on Saturday, and I worked on it a little bit on Sunday, and then last night as well. And it now looks, getting this organized here so it's not a complete mess when I show it to you. And this is what it looks like. I'm in love. Okay, it's a bit, you know, crinkly because I haven't washed or blocked this, but hello beauty. I love this. So I'm done with the color work. It's completely done. And I'm just now working on the body, which is going to be finished, I think, tonight. It's a crop top. It's not a lot of knitting. So I decided not to do, there's a slight color work pattern in the body. I decided to not do that and just do it in this beautiful green. And I love it. I'm so in love with this project. Oof! It's gonna be so pretty. I'm super happy with the yarns that I picked. So in love with this. Ooh! So the yarns that I'm using are a mix of all kinds of things. So the gray one is La Bien-Aimée in the Perio, I think, or Piri Tuki colorway, and this is Merino DK from La Bien-Aimée. And then this green here is from Ansula. I don't remember the colorway name. I think I have it somewhere in a project on Ravelry. I will try to link everything before I publish this. And this beautiful yellow is from Vivid Wool, who is a local hand dyer here in Iceland. And then my main color for the body is this beautiful green from Shuli Azelen. And I don't remember the colorway of that one either. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I'm super happy with it. I'm even more happy with it because it brought my knitting mojo back. So thank you, Tracy, for giving me this beautiful pattern and for, you know, lighting the fire under my ass again because it was out completely. So yeah, I hope I can finish this like in the next couple of days. The last thing that I've been working on is the Bubble Shawl by Stephen West, and this is going to be a sample for La Bien-Aimée. They had a situation. They were packing up after a show and they had filled their truck, and their truck got broken into and somebody stole all of their samples that they had been making and collecting for years and years. And of course Amy was devastated. I can't imagine losing all my hand knits. I don't even know what I would do. So I shot her a message and I was like, if you need me to knit anything, I would love to help you out. So she asked me to make the Bubble Shawl by Stephen West in DK weight yarn. And I have these two to make it. Gonna find names for you. The dark gray, this one is called Drogon. This is her Merino DK base. And the pink one, it's kind of an antique pink with beautiful speckles. This one is called Flora. I originally, when I got the yarn, I was like, I'm gonna finish this super quick, and then my mojo completely died. I love working on this project, don't get me wrong, it's just, you know, I couldn't focus, but this is what I have done so far. It's blowing out a little bit, but I love this. It's a super fun pattern, and it shouldn't take me long at all to finish. I just need to get back into the swing of things, and I'm pretty sure that I will. I just need a little bit more time, 1 or 2 finishes, and then I'll be good to go. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and I have to show you this awesome bag that this is living in. My friend Helga, who did the friendship socks with me, she was on a road trip with a friend, and she found this amazing bag. Look, it's Papa. Oh, I love it so much, and it has handles and a zipper as well. I love it so much. It's the best. Okay, I think that's everything that I have for knitting. I have gotten a little bit of yarn, but I've put it all away and I don't really want to go get it. I picked up some self-striping sock yarn from my friend Carly, who was doing a tea stash. And then I got the magpie. And yeah. So I think that's all for knitting. I've been thinking about making a boxy and also maybe a cropped so faded sweater. I'm still in sweater mode. I mean, it should be spring, summer. I mean, the first day of summer in Iceland was on the 24th of April. Hi. Hello. Look how big he is. Whoa. Okay, it's going now. Yeah, I have a lot of projects on my mind that I want to do. And I have experienced these knitting slumps before and lost my mojo completely. And it's taken me months and months to get it back. I have been knitting a little bit every single day, but not as much as I want to be knitting. Silly me, I forgot one project that I'm working on. I always have socks on the go because they're easy and I take the bus to and from work every single day, and then I try to knit on my coffee break and lunch break. So a podcast viewer contacted me on Ravelry and asked me if my sister... Sorry, the cat is playing with a toy. She asked me if my sister was a knitter, and no, I have 2 sisters. Neither of them knit or crochet or anything. That's my thing. But she asked me if I would be willing, if she would send me a skein of yarn, if I would be willing to make socks for my sister. And of course I would. So she sent me, she had a specific yarn in mind. She sent me a skein of yarn from the Lemonade shop. This is the logo. And this is the Mighty Sock Base in Rainbow Dream. It's 100 grams with 459 yards, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Okay, so yeah, that's, oh, I'm gonna put this on a blocker because I have one sock done The yarn looks like this. It's super fun to knit with this yarn, and I love the base, and I love how it knits up. There are some ends here because I haven't woven them in. I usually do that when I finish, like, well, both of the socks when I have the pair done. But bear with me. Look how cute these are. I love these. So these are gonna be for my sister. And then I'm pretty sure that I will have enough yarn left over to make her daughter a pair as well. So that's the plan. I might have to do contrasting heels and toes and maybe cuffs. I'll see. I'm gonna weigh what I have left and the socks that I've already done and see how, you know, how it pans out and if it works out. But I've started the second sock and I've just finished the cuff and started the leg. And these, like I said, this yarn is so much fun to knit out of. I love the little rainbow it makes. It's so pretty. So nice. Can you imagine dyeing this? I mean, oh my god. I'm really happy with this. And thank you so much for giving me this yarn. Okay, the cat just wants to play in here and make a lot of noise. So just bear with me. Okay. That's it. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about life stuff and then log off because I don't have the brain space to do something else. A quick update on my sister. If you're new here, my sister is battling cancer. She's still in the hospital. She can't go home when she feels like it for a few hours and then she goes back. She has to take a lot of pain medication because she's in a lot of pain. And things have been just hard. It's hard to see somebody that you love so much in this situation. We are taking turns, like her family, like me and my sisters and my parents and her husband's family, his mom and his sister. We are taking turns in taking care of the kids. I mean, I work full-time and have a family of my own, so I try to do a day or 2 or 3 over the weekend, or like over Easter. I spent, I think, 4 or 5 days there. And I try to do as much as I can. In this type of situation, you still feel like whatever you do is not enough. And I know that's not right, but that's kind of a feeling that's really, really hard to shake off. And that's a shame, because I know everybody is really focused on doing their absolute best for my sister and her family. So, yeah. It brings up a lot of strange emotions that you didn't really know that you had. But yeah, it's a weird situation, and my sister is fighting everything she has, and she had an operation on her arm because I mean, she originally had cervix cancer, which has now spread to her glands and to the bone here in her arm, and the bone broke. So she had a small, or not a small, it was actually quite a big operation on her hand. to try to put the arm back together, and they had to insert like some plates and screws and stuff, and she had that operation on Thursday. So she is recovering from that and, you know, fighting the rest. She has a checkup this week, and we are just crossing fingers that the chemo that she's doing now, she's halfway through, and that's why they're doing a checkup, that the chemo is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. So fingers crossed that we get good news in about a week or so. So yeah, other things, work is going great, no complaints there. I'm really happy at the new place that I started in October. There have been some changes here, like personally for me, which I'm not getting into at the moment, but they're okay. I'm doing okay. But like I said, there's been so much going on. Like this year has been such a whirlwind of emotions and changes that maybe it's no wonder that I lost my knitting mojo for a little bit, but I'm hopeful that it's coming back. I'm starting to feel a lot better with a lot of things. So it's a learning curve, and I'll be back. It's gonna be okay. So okay, I think that's it. I will try to be back as soon as I can. I never know when I have the time and energy, because you kind of need both to sit down and record and edit and upload and all the things. But I will do my very best not to make this so far between, because I really want to keep the twice a month schedule at least. So sorry about the cat noises. So yeah, I will see you again next time, whenever that will be. Thank you so much for checking me out, and have a good knitting time. I'll see you next time. Bye!